What's up guys, Manime here, and today I want to talk about the show that I ranked as the best show of 2016, Mob Psycho 100. When it comes to 2016, it was definitely a good year for anime, but even with that, I still think Mob Psycho was the best overall show of the year. But you guys know me, I just can't say that without any evidence to back it up. So today we'll be talking about why the show is so good, how they accomplished these feats, and what truly impressed me the most about this show. This is Manime Matt, and this is why Mob Psycho 100 works. So let's start with a quick synopsis of the show. Mob Psycho is a show about Mob, the world's strongest telepath and extremely socially awkward middle schooler. Mob basically works as an intern for a con artist who calls himself a psychic, and Mob, being the gullible child that he is, actually believes it. The story follows Mob as he essentially goes through a rough patch in his childhood. That's the most I can say without giving too many spoilers away. So let's start with why this anime is so successful. I think this is a combination of a few elements, the first being that it was written by One. For those of you who don't know, the writer who goes by the name One was also the same guy behind One Punch Man, debatably the most popular anime to come out since FMA Brotherhood. You know, just in case you haven't heard of it, which basically meant this show instantly got a boost to the number of people who were going to watch this show no matter what. But granted, this is kind of a double-edged sword, because that means that most of these people are expecting something similar to One Punch Man, but not in a way that makes the show a clone of One Punch Man. Therefore, everyone maintains high expectations and expects the show to be different, but not too different. The other major thing that made this show successful was that it was made by Studio Bones. They're the same guys who did all of FMA, Noragami, Soul Eater, and a lot of other very successful shows. So these guys know what they're doing, and damn did they do an amazing job. One thing I have to praise them on is this art style. It's definitely a bit weird, but I feel like they did this wacky art style to help separate Mob Psycho from the other shows, while also complementing the type of story being told. Not to mention when the fight scenes happen, we get to see these absolutely incredible limits this art style can be taken to. There are a few other elements that fall into the Y category that makes Mob Psycho the amazing show that it is, but we will be avoiding them because, well, spoilers. Alright, now we know why Mob Psycho was successful, but how was this accomplished? The show follows Mob, the all-powerful psychic who can crush any of his opponents, which is noticeably similar to One Punch Man. Yet the key difference is that he occasionally gets the ever-living shit kicked out of him. Mob has a strong moral code ingrained in him by Reagan? I don't know how to pronounce that. Which basically states that he can only use his psychic powers to help people, not hurt them. This is perfect, because it's making the show relatable to everyone who was a fan of One Punch Man, while not making it a clone. Therefore, the large audience of One Punch Man fans stay and are also satisfied. The next thing is that the show isn't episodic despite it giving off that vibe at first. I have to admit the first few episodes of the show didn't really impress me all that much. Yet each episode kept upping the stakes little by little, and by episode 4 I was addicted. After episode 4, they're able to keep the show spiraling upward at an insane rate, all the way up to the final episode, which is an amazing feat. I've seen a few shows try this, but Mob Psycho managed to up the ante literally every episode. The final thing I want to talk about is how the art style helped tell the story. I feel like this crazy and debatably ugly art style represents that period in Mob's life. He's this incredibly awkward middle schooler or junior high schooler. I really have a lack of knowledge when it comes to how the Japanese education system works. Anyway, this is really awkward transition through puberty, so they created this really awkward art style to match it. Not to mention, I feel like the art really matches the narrative also. It's this crazy show that's always one-upping itself, so you have to have this crazy art style to let us know what to expect. I think the best example I can give is that Mob Psycho is similar to Kill la Kill in that way. And finally, what impressed me about this show the most? I think the most impressive thing with this show is the message it leaves with us. Like I said, the show's about Mob, the world's strongest psychic, very similar to protagonist Akirito, or basically any other shows that want to pander to people who just want wish fulfillment main characters. Yet instead of simply parodying this aspect, like One Punch Man, this show offers a solution to the problem. Despite Mob possibly being the strongest person on the planet, you realize that it doesn't really mean much. Everyone wants an easy way to become likable and loved and wanted, but even being gifted with these insane powers, Mob is still just your basic awkward run-of-the-mill preteen. His powers don't make him any more likable or attractive, so Mob decides to better himself through hard work like any other logical human being. I won't go into too much depth on this because Digibro has an excellent video on this, which I'll link to in the description. Overall, there are just so many elements coming together to make this anime a true masterpiece, and I really hope this show doesn't get buried and stands the test of time. If you guys like this kind of content, don't be afraid to subscribe. I make 2 anime-related videos videos a week. I also want to bring something up right quick. I have given in, and I hope you guys can forgive me, but yes, I have started a Patreon. Money is a constant problem I'm battling in my life, and my hope is that one day I will be able to get some sort of web shop set up, but as of right now, this is the best option for me. So if you really like my content and you want to help me out in an incredible way, don't be afraid to donate to my Patreon. God, that hurts my pride. I despise asking for money. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys say, man, go watch that goddamn anime!